For many, the story was simple. Kim Garam was this beautiful and talented evil bully or a victim of a hater who has hated her guts since middle school and finally got her shot to take her down. Either version of the story is wrong. Neither Kim Garam or her accuser Yoon So was the villain. The villains walked. They are free and scathed. They're the real bullies and they will continue to count their victims. Most likely, it will be someone you know or admire. God forbid, someone you love. By now, a great majority of K-pop fans would have an idea of Kim Garam's story. And the short of it is this. When Kim Garam debuted with Les Seraphim under the most coveted agency in Korea, HYBE, a girl later revealed to be named Yoon So accused Garam of bullying. Later on, HYBE claimed that Garam was the real victim. Apparently, during middle school, Garam's friend had her pictures taken with nothing but her underwear without her consent by her then friend Yoon So. Garam confronted Yoon So, which set up a string of events, several confrontations, each party throwing threats and curses. It culminated in a big confrontation. Kim Garam and her friends versus Yoon So and her friends. Garam admitted to cursing, but denied cursing at anyone. She admitted to yelling, but denied physically harming anyone. She admitted that the disciplinary action was taken against her, but denied it was because she admitted guilt, but simply because the person who filed the complaint transferred out of the school before an investigation could be completed. So she was the one punished by default. The school document that was later on released proved Garam was telling the truth. HYBE, however, still dropped her after standing by her for months and even after the entire school document was published. However, the issue is bigger than it appears to be because while taking a photo of someone naked is in fact a criminal offense and having a yelling and cursing contest against someone in public is dangerous and not very classy, we should keep in mind that all parties involved were and are still minors. That one important and critical detail should have dictated how everyone should have handled the entire story. At the onset of the issue, the mob was quick to demand that Garam be kicked out of Les Seraphim. In their minds, the sins of your youth are enough grounds to destroy your future. The media had a field day. Bullying is such a woke cause, and posting it would generate engagement from people who are and were virtue signaling. And they were right. When the school documents were released, people shifted the blame to HYBE for not standing up for Garam. But no one held the four sets of guilty parties accountable: the media, the school, the parents, and the mob. The media shouldn't have published it in the first place. They were dealing with minors, and even if one is a public figure, she's still a minor. The media shouldn't have published any of the comments or inputs from the netizens. It is understandable they can't control online discussions, but the mainstream media should have shut them down. The one thing virtue signalers want is attention, and the media handed it to them on a silver platter. By giving them the attention, they encouraged the harassment to either parties. They encouraged the war. I do understand that media companies, they're still a business. I understand that. But I also think strongly that if there is a line that nobody should ever cross, that would be the rights of children. Having helped raise a little girl, I do know the difficulty of balancing the value of showing compassion, being there for other people, especially for your friends, versus thinking about yourself first, protecting yourself first. And the truth is that Garam had the right intention. She wanted to defend her friend whose dignity was being compromised. And you can't ask a person who's showing compassion to stop caring, right? So The thing is that Garam should have known that confronting other people, getting into fight, isn't the right thing to do. She should have been thinking about herself first. So why didn't she run to her parents or school advisors? Aren't parents and the second parents, the teachers and the school officials, supposed to make sure that when there is trouble, students seek assistance instead of taking matters into their own hands? And where are the parents of the accuser in all this? After it was revealed that Garam was never actually proven guilty, did they get their child to push through with the case instead of owning up to her mistakes? So I don't understand why Garam's parents decided to just accept the decision of the school to punish their child without finishing the investigation. I mean, as a parent, aren't you supposed to be the number one defender, ally, and supporter of your kid? If that was my niece, I would have fought to death to make sure that she doesn't get any kind of punishment that she didn't deserve. And I know it's so evil of me to think, but I felt like, so this is probably why Garam didn't run to you in the first place when she was having troubles with her friends. The school. When the accuser filed a case against Garam and then left the school, why did the school punish Garam just because the complainant left? As an educational institution, weren't they aware that whatever document they file on a child will be on her record forever unless expunged by the court? And most of all, is that the right thing to do? Aren't you supposed to actually investigate and determine the right course of action instead of just taking the easy way out? No one called for an investigation on how the school handled the situation. Because although this is just one case, it is a reflection on how schools could be possibly treating other cases of other students. But perhaps the greatest of all the villains is the online mob. And I get it. We don't want children to think that they can do whatever they want and come out of it unscathed. We don't want them to ever think that their actions don't have a consequence. But we do not need to sacrifice children's lives and future just so we can prove that point. I think we can do better as a society. There is a better way of delivering that message. But worst of all, the pressure is always on the children. We're supposed to be protecting them. Instead, we're just throwing them under the bus. We're supposed to be helping them become better children. But at the end of it, what we're saying is that you don't have a second chance. Nobody gets a second chance. You screw up once, that's it for you. I don't think that's the right message either. In the meantime, adults walk free. They're just living their own lives unscathed. It's actually the children that's getting punished for their inequities. And I don't know what the intentions are of Yoon So for doing what she has done. Maybe in her head, she really feels like she was the aggrieved party and was just retaliating. Maybe she felt like she wanted to make sure that Garam suffers the same kind of mental and emotional anguish that she felt during that time. Or maybe she just really enjoys putting people down. I have no idea. But I do know that she was a minor when the entire thing transpired, and she was a minor when she decided she was going to go public with her accusations. And that speaks volumes of her disposition. And as tempting as it is to point fingers, the truth is that both parties are actually at fault, but neither party deserves the kind of punishments that they are getting. The ones that actually deserve to be punished are still free. The parents, the schools, the media, and most especially the online mob. And they are not going to stop. They will keep on doing that because they keep on getting the win. The victory feels good whenever you take people down, whenever you destroy people. That feels good to them because that's what they live for, and they will not stop unless we stop them. Because if we don't stop them, it's just going to be just a matter of time until they get to us. And maybe not to us directly, but it's going to be worse. They're going to go for someone that we admire or respect or care for, or worse, someone that we love, and we won't be able to do anything about it. So we better do something about it now so that there is no other Kim Garam or Yoon So. let us support substantial contents, and most especially, let us shut down all contents that involves harming children, gossip about children, negativities about children. It is the only way. We're here to nurture them and protect them and love them, not to throw them under the bus or use them to make ourselves feel righteous or virtue signal or whatever. It's the most basic thing that we can do. We need to protect children. I initially didn't want to talk about this issue because it's just, I'm very passionate about children, but it's such a downer. But I felt like maybe if I talk about it and one of you guys, it resonates to one of you, then maybe it's worth it. If just one of you would go and say, okay, you know, that makes sense. Maybe we should do something more for the children. Then this will be worth it. But yeah, I just hate that it's always the children. You know, it's just nobody's there to defend them. But if you have any suggestion, you have any clarification, you can leave them in the comment section below, or you can get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you're seeing on your screen right now. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And next week, I will be providing you with the very first update on the Asian entertainment website that we are all building.